Yo, peoples, Qushu92 here, and I want to issue everyone a sincere apology. I was under the impression that the last Qushu Views anime episode I did for One Piece was actually episode 1005, but it turns out it was just a special episode and doesn't exactly count to the 1000 count. Like, it's just like it's a filler episode, so it doesn't count into the 1000 number. Because the episode 1005 has been out for a hot minute, at least for me. It's been out for a couple of days, and I had no idea. I just thought this entire time, okay, I thought we were getting episode 1006, because I thought the filler episode was 1005. But I looked at 1005, and it is not the filler episode. So they changed it. And I have been out of the loop for a hot minute, so I want to say apologies to everyone. I could have had this video up a lot sooner, but I was just under the impression that the filler episode counted to that 1000. So, apologies for not getting this out sooner. Let's go ahead and look at the first One Piece episode of 2022. Let's get it started! Yo, we got a new opening. Yo, that was it. Yo, that was Rocks. Okay, so that was Roger, that was Odin, that was Whitebeard, that was Rocks, and Shanks. I really hope they don't spoil anything majorly heavy in these openings, because they have done that in the past. Spoke too soon. Yep, that is majorly spoiler heavy. You know, I'll be honest with you. That was a really mellow opening. Now we need to recount the events that led up to the episode before the filler episode. And I believe it ended with the Akazaya cutting Kaido across his scar. And then it went into the filler episode with Bartolomeo and Tama. Yamato freaking out Momonosuke. Kaido facing off against the Akazaya 9. 4 members of the Akazaya 9 that took up Odin's two-sword style. Kaido seeing the spirit of Odin in his vassals. Kinemon Denjiro, Ashura Doji, and Inuarashi going in with that Paradise Totsuka. And end up hitting Kaido right directly in the very scar that Odin gave him. I can't believe this whole time I could have had a new episode out for you guys. Once again, I am so sorry. But there's Kinemon, Denjiro, Ashura Doji, and Inuarashi. The cut did it. It drew blood. Is it enough to bring down the big man? That's the question. Beast pirates, minks, and a big old pool of blood that's coming out of Kaido. Come on. This is a feat in and of itself that only Odin was able to achieve. So applause to the Akazaya 9. The power of Ice Oni, a new version of the playgrounds. I don't know, maybe it's because I separate the anime, maybe because I continuously separate the anime from the manga. I don't know why I act so surprised whenever I see these things happen in the anime when I'm just so far into the story. I don't know why I continue to act like, oh wow, that's amazing. But maybe it's because all these moments are being animated and I'm seeing them in motion rather than on still pages. That might be the reason why I behave the way I do because of it. It's actually become a habit, really. But now we're seeing the effects of Queen's shots as they're starting to affect more and more samurai, to the point where the affected samurai are able to infect the other samurai and pass it along. It's like a zombie virus, except with ice. Queen just going in with the minigun, ain't he? Then again, if you had a minigun in your hands, would you not use it? Let's be honest here. Let's forget the fact that Queen is using it to shoot out some new kind of playgrounds. If you had the chance to have a minigun, never mind. Let's dismiss that as Zoro and Drake are just doing work. Just all those slashes reminds me of using Yusuke in Persona 5 Strikers. That judgment cut Just merely being touched by the infected infects you as well. Imagine not having control over your body and you're forced to attack your friends with absolutely no way to help yourself or stop yourself. See, Sanji makes a very good point. If Luffy's trying to save his strength and take on Kaido, I mean... table kick across! Oh, that's one of my favorite Sanji attacks. I love it so much. You gotta have a supreme level upper body strength and lower body strength to pull off, you know, consecutive handstand spinning kicks. Briscola, headliner, the Animal Kingdom Pirates with the Gorilla Smile Fruit. I mean, Sanji's right though. Gorillas don't grow out of your hand. So, obviously, you're the weird one. Good little punch punch! Yo! Jinbei! This man said, I won't let you go any step further. Jinbei said, like, allow me to introduce myself. See, some people may think that Jinbei throwing water at people is not that impactful. Think about it this way. You ever fall from a significant height and you hit the water and it's painful? Well, imagine that water hitting you at high speeds, thrown by a superhuman. Superhuman, pretty much an individual with superhuman strength. Those waters become akin to either cannonballs or bullets. Water. They're arguing how long it'll take them to beat them all up. Jinbei, like, let me handle this on my own. Yo, Jinbei! Jinbei just looked at both Luffy and Sanji, says, y'all talking too much. If y'all gonna do something, do something. Y'all talking about it takes this many seconds to defeat people? One punch! One punch! Now Sanji and Luffy ain't got to worry about how long it's gonna take to defeat him. Because Jinbei's there. So, they see Jinbei one-shot one of their headliners. Yet they still want to try and take on Luffy, Sanji, and Jinbei? I love the beats and I love the music that they have for Wano. It's so good. Ooh, I need that as a ringtone. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. Oh man, that music's so good. Why you still got nails in your nose? You fall over at the wrong angle, that's it. Man. This is a nice, mellow moment going on in the Flower Capital right now in Wano, despite the craziness that's going on in Onigashima right now. See, one thing I keep forgetting about Wano is that for us manga fans, we have spent 3 years in Wano. It has been 3 years since we've been in Wano. But all that stuff that's occurring right now is happening within a single day. And now we're back with the Akazaya 9. Look. If I've learned anything about anime and manga is to never get too hyped at the defeat of the big bad. If it seemed too easy. Never think it's over. Until you're absolutely sure. See, I see y'all hyping up this victory that y'all have. And I'm not spoiling anything. It's just that you never get too sure of victory, ever. Especially when it comes to someone with the title of the strongest creature in the world. See? Ashura knows. See? Ashura understands. And they're not wasting time. And he's awake. He's up. You may have knocked him out momentarily, but Kaido is not down yet. What did I just say? The moment Oden lost to Kaido because of a cheap trick. Because of a cheap clone fruit trick. Because had Oden not been fooled by that, like even Kaido just said, had it not been for that one moment, and he didn't finish, but one would speculate that had Kaido not had Oden not been fooled by that clone fruit trick, we probably wouldn't have the Wano arc as we have it right now. Now we see more abilities by Kaido. Invisible slashes. Animation change. That's an arm. That's an arm. That was an arm. That's an arm! To see it happen in the chapter is one thing, but to see it in motion, that's another matter entirely. On the next episode of One Piece, I won't forgive him. Chopper's determination. Welcome to One Piece in 2022. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is the official, that is episode 1005. Like I said, I apologize for not having this episode out sooner because it was up yesterday and the day before, and I think even the day before that. But I was under the impression that it was still that little special episode that Bartolomeo had with Tama, doing a recount of everything that happened at the beginning of Wano all the way up until this very moment. So I had no idea. Had I checked the episode again just to be curious, I probably could have had this out to you guys sooner, but I just didn't know. I didn't know. So this is officially episode 1005, and I went ahead and I made a new thumbnail and redid all my info, made all my important info for my last episode. That's going to be 1004.5. So this one will be officially episode 1005. Wow. Love the new opening. It was very mellow compared to what we got in, Dreaming On. I thought this one felt like really mellow, despite all the stuff that was happening in the intro itself. And as a manga person, I saw a ton of spoilers in there. So I guess that's how Toei's doing it now. I guess they're just putting spoilers in the opening for things that haven't happened yet. I'm not going to point out what they are. You anime-only watchers are just going to have to wait and see. But good episode. Looking forward to the next one. I really don't have too much to say about this episode, other than I just keep apologizing for not having it out to you guys sooner. But this is the first episode where you get a One Piece in the year 2022, ladies and gentlemen. What does One Piece have to offer us this year? Well, stay tuned and find out. So, I just mean, like, there's so many things happening this year. We got One Piece Film Red. Then we got new chapters of One Piece throughout the year. And then we got new episodes of One Piece throughout the year as well. And who knows what could show up. Maybe new games? I really hope new games. I'm just spitballing here and I'm just rambling. I apologize. I won't keep you here any longer than I already have. But, welcome to One Piece in 2022. Strap yourselves in, anime-only viewers, because it's only going to get more crazy from here. So, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.